Harry, this is Lord Potato. I was going to start laughing like Joker, basically like, Doflamingo, but I'm not going to try to do that after. And besides, I only have a limited time of like 30 minutes. So, let me actually go into this what if and shut the fuck up. But yeah. Now, I've been watching Black Clover. I watched about 20 episodes yesterday, and I'm at 33 right now. But yeah, I'm also watching. I only could watch like 2 episodes today, 2 to 3, because a lot of bullshit happened. But not the point. And tomorrow's gonna be a lot of bullshit in the morning, and probably even in the afternoon. But not the point. I'm just trying to watch all of Black Clover so I can actually do these what ifs. Because yeah. Also, I just realized if I actually like watch a couple not what ifs, couple of what's called like episodes, then do the what if. I realized that I actually contain more memory of the episode. So yeah, that because and actually if I keep repeating the same kind of stuff, I can actually contain more things from the episode. I just realized that because I'm an idiot and I can easily forget things. But yeah, but not the point. Let me begin into this what if and shut the fuck up. Also, I don't really gotta keep saying this, or I do gotta keep saying this. Go subscribe to my center iconic what ifs and Obito what ifs. Links will be in the description. Also, my second channel is there, but you know what? You don't really need to care that much. But sorry about that. I was eating a peach a while ago, so yeah. But not the point. But not the point. Also, let me say one thing. I'm watching animes that I want to do a what if on. Not your fucking bullshit animes that some people are going to annoy me with. Now shut the fuck up. Okay? I just don't care, man. No, shut up. Let me go into this goddamn, what if, and let me just shut up, okay? So, we go into Asta, going with, Noelle and even Magna tours, the forest to kind of find some hogs, or, the hogs. This is where, Magna says, okay, go get your brooms. This is where Noelle says, I can't really use my magic. Asta says, you realize I don't use magic. This is where, Magna says, God damn it. Fine, then let's just get on this broom. Asta says, no, just point at the direction where we're actually going to go. This is where, Magna says, what do you mean? Just say the fucking direction. I'm gonna run over there. That's where Magna says, how can you run over there? Fine, I'll get up there and you can follow me. I can give you signals from up there if you are scared of heights. Since you're magicless. Yeah. This is where Magna says, okay, let's go then. This is where Noelle has to go on to the broom, or whatever the hell Magna calls it, but yeah, the Death Rider or whatever. And of course, this is where Asta, he doesn't actually run on the ground. Instead, he just transforms his body into a phoenix. This is right now just in his hybrid form, saying, okay, let's go, Magna. Magna says, how the fuck did you just transform into? Where did you get those wings? Asta says, oh, I should have mentioned this, but I can actually transform my body into a phoenix, which, just right now that I'm in, it's called hybrid form. So, don't worry about it. I'm just in my hybrid form. I can fly, and I don't need a fucking broom. And so, Magna said, okay, we'll be all the way over there. How long would it take? Well, if we can get there faster, we would take only like probably 20 minutes. Asta says, no, we're taking less. Well, let's just take this shit faster. This is where Asta goes into full Phoenix. And this is where Asta grabs both Noelle and even Magna, even though Magna's and also the broom. And this is where Asta just flies in at hyper speed all the way towards where the location would be at. This is where Asta then lands on the ground. Of course, like letting, slowing down and then letting go of Noelle and even Magna and transforming Adam for his like Phoenix and landing on the ground perfectly fine. This is where not Noble. Noelle and even Magna says, are you fucking crazy? This is where Asta says, we took 10 minutes. Well, not 10 minutes. We took less than that. We took 5 minutes. But yeah, 20 minutes less. Now let's just get this over with. This is where Magna and Noelle says, are you fucking insane? You said it was gonna take long. I just want to hurry this up. Now shut up. I gotta get back to training. wait, this could also give me a good experience to actually train. This is where, well, Magnus says, okay, I'm just gonna rest because, fuck that. I have never flung that fast, but okay. Noelle, who's right now shaking, she was about to fall, and of course, Asta did catch her. That's where Asta says, you should also help me kind of, well, not you should help me. You should probably, well, you should probably stay here and learn from Magnus, well, magic control. You shouldn't be coming with me because you're shaking legs. This is where Noelle says, I get to do whatever because I'm a... No, this is where Asta says, yeah. You're noble, yes, I understand. You shouldn't, but still, you're a noble who doesn't know how to control his magic. Now shut up. That's where Asta says that kind of coldly, but Noelle kind of shuts up. This is where, well... But this is where, well... Noelle decides to just talk to Magna and how to kind of control her magic. This is where, well, Asta is right now fighting against, well, the hogs. Some of the hogs are right now on fire, and Asta says, lightning style, lightning murder. This is where he easily takes them all out. This is where one giant hog rushes at him, and, well, Asta says, string ito no mi, cutting webs. Cuts the hog into a million pieces. The last one. This is where, well, the last one was a big ass hog that was actually about to like run him over, but Asta cut it into a million pieces. This is where Asta starts kind of cooking it with his kind of blue flames a little bit. He realized that even though his blue flames, there's kind of some regeneration kind of effects, he can still kind of cook it with his flames. But yeah, he also realized that he can cook it with lightning, but he doesn't really want to char it that bad. This is where Asta comes back with some food and says, here you go, guys. This is where Noelle says, I don't want any of your food. She kind of smells it, and it smells delicious. This is where, well, Asta says, here, just take it. This is where, well, Magna says, what, huh? How did you cut that so easily? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Magna. You don't need to worry anything. He has this creepy smile at Magna. Magna shuts up and decides to just take the food and eat it. And he says, delicious. This is where Noelle kind of says, This is where, well, Asta says, you like it, don't you? This is where Noelle kind of blushes and says, I guess so. This is where, well, Asta loves just teasing people, but yeah. This is where, well, Asta just says, okay, well, if you don't mind this, so where do we take the rest of the hogs? Oh yeah, towards this, like, what's it called, village. So let's just go up. And no, we're not going into that fucking Phoenix right. No, Asta, don't. This is where Asta says, fine, I'll just be on myself. Or be by myself. Or I can take Noelle with me. This is where Noelle says, no. This is where, well, her face is completely red because, first of all, she was having someone for 30 thoughts. This is where, well, Asta just smiles and says, okay, fine, I'll just be by myself. This is where Asta is right now in his hybrid form. And this is where, well, they see the village. And of course, this is where, well, where the village is at. And of course, there's mist all around it. This is where Asta says, that isn't normal, right? This is where, well, Magnus says, no, it's not. This is where Asta says, I see. Okay? This is where Asta jumps out of his, like, phoenix form and pulls out his sword, his demon, well, slayer sword. This is where Asta just cuts through everything. He just starts cutting it. And this is where, well, Magnus says, huh? You realize the sword can cut through magic, so don't worry about it. I'm just gonna cut the path. Okay? Asta already sent where these evil people are at. This is where a giant ice spear was about to hit this old man, and Asta rushes through, like, start cutting more, faster. This is where Asta sees the giant ice spear, and of course, it was about to cut this man. And of course, Asta threw his sword, hitting one of them, but this is where, well, it almost hit the other guy, but this is where the ice spear was a little too fast, and it hit the guy, piercing him. This is where it pierced him near his heart. This is where he coughed up blood. This is where Magnus says, old man! Rushes towards the old man. This is where, well, the guy who with the scar and all that says, who are you? Of course, one of his, well, with underlings were knocked the fuck out with the sword. This is where Asta says, what are you doing? Asta's face becomes so stone, so angry. This is where, well, everyone says, Magna. This is where, well, Noelle says, is everyone okay? This is where, well, Asta says, Noelle, make something happen, like a barrier. This is where Noelle says, but my magic. This is where little girl says, please help us. This is where Noelle still gets the courage somewhat. And of course, since yes, she kind of also had the courage, the fact from, well, also keeps like pulling out a lot of cool things and all that. She decides to kind of decides to control her magic and makes a water barrier. This is where that happens because of her grimoire kind of summoning out. This is where, well, Magna says, "Oh man, are you okay? Please don't die on me." This is where the old man says, "Magna, it seems you have more clothes and not butt ass naked like the last time." This is where Magna says, "Sir, just stop talking. We need to get you to some help." This is where Asta, who is right now in the barrier, and this is where the Scar guy says, "You are all pathetic weaklings." This is where Asta gets to the guy and all that. This is where, well, the older man, he says, thank you, young boy. Even though you weren't fast enough, I'm gonna have to die." This is where the ice spirit is still in his chest. Asta takes it out. This is where everyone widens his eyes. This is where Asta then transforms into, well, one of his hands into a phoenix wing and sends blue flames towards this guy. This is where everyone widens their eyes. And Northern Magnus grabs Asta from the, well, collar, says, "What the hell are you doing?" This is where the old man thinks, I guess you're gonna cremate me like that. This is where, well, the old man is kind of waiting to die from the flames, but really, Asta is kind of being screamed by Magna, and this is where Noelle was in pure shock. She never thought that Asta would legit just execute someone. This is where, well, this Scar guy who's right now outside of the water barrier seeing this and saying, "I see your friend betrayed you." Pathetic. He probably knows that an old weakling old man like you should die. This is where, well, the other man who is right now waiting for death, and the flames are kind of dissipating after a while ago. This is where, well, he opens his eyes and says, "I'm not dead." This is where, well, Magnus says, "You ass." This is where before he decides to try to punch Asta in the face. This is where the older man kind of stands up and punches Magnus in the face and says, "Idiot, I'm not dead." This is where Magnus says, "Ow! What the hell did he? What was that, you fucking old bastard?" This is where, well, the old man says, "I'm not dead." He looks at his like wound or his rip torn shirt and all that, and sees that the wound has healed. And this is where, well, Noelle says, "What the?" Asta says, I'm happy that you're okay. I wasn't trying to really burn you. I was mostly trying to recover you. My blue flames had a very potent recovery rate. It's just anything that's not that fatal, I can recover. I haven't really figured out my abilities that much, but figuring out that was pretty much easier. This is where, well, the other man says, "Thanks, kid." That's where, well, Magna says, I'm sorry about this. This is where Asta says, "Don't worry, Magna. When we get back to the, well, what's it called, the Black Bull place, I'm going to make, well, a little fun day with you and the other beastly animals. We were gonna have a nice time of tea time." And this is where Asta's face just becomes this evil grin. And this is where Magnus sweat drops because, well, he was kind of threatening Asta a lot of times and even cussing him out. But this is where now he's scared and regrets all of it. He just regrets all of it. And this is where Noelle sighs and says, "Idiot." This is where Asta says, "Can I get out of this water barrier?" This is where Noelle says, "Yeah, why?" This is where Asta says, "Don't worry about it." Asta gets out of it, and this is where, well, the other left mage says, well, the Scar guy saying, "It seems that you're here, but you know, you're just a weakling. Even if you healed that old man, he would have died later on." Asta, with a cold-ass glare, says, "Shut up." And this is where, well, his body starts kind of like gaining lightning around him, starts crackling around him with lightning. Asta says, "Lightning discharge!" Just where a wave of lightning bursts from his body, going straight towards the mages. This is where the guy with the ice tries to make an ice barrier, but lightning just breaks through it and hits him and the other mages, right now making them paralyzed. This is where, well, the water barrier did get like hit by the lightning discharge, and the water barrier does like break down, but no one else gets affected by the lightning. Asta, who is now cool, he's just very cool. He's like, fucking idiot. This is where the other three are already just paralyzed. This is where the Asta tries to get up and says, why you also punches his ass down, knocks his ass down. Say, sit your ass back down. This is where, well, the guy is knocked out fully. But yeah, this is where Asta says, well, we're done here. This is where, well, Magna says, damn, I'm hoping never to get on his bad side. Well, the other man said, this is where, well, the older man said it, and even Magna, this is where Magna said, well, I'm hoping not to go into his bad side that much. This is where the old man says, you already did, idiot. Fucking punk. This is where, well, Magna says, what the hell did he just say, you fucking old bastard? Hey, I might be old, but I can still kick your ass. And I might even help that young fellow of your friend to help me beat your ass. That's where Magna says, wait, old man, we don't need to do this. This is where Asta smiles. This is where, Noel was amazed with Asta's power. Just the fact that his power is different from any magic use. This is where, well, the next day happens because they do go back to the Black Bulls, and of course the next day happens, and it's kind of them getting a star for, well, their well done and all that, but also kind of, well, getting their wages, mostly their money. This is where, well, they go to kind of get their wages and money and all that, and this is where, well, Asta does get a lot because he was mostly the one who done a lot. And of course, this is where, well, also kind of did feed them like the hogs that he managed to collect for the village. And the village was no longer kind of needing to farm for a while or kind of wait for their farms. But of course, this is where the older man was happy, and this is where the older man and Asta did have a mutual agreement to beat the shit out of Magna if he ever does anything stupid. Magna, on the other hand, had no say to it, which he was scared for both the older man and Asta to kind of murder him one day. Of course, this is where, well, Asta, he does get a bunch of money, and this is where Asta says, interesting. This is where, well, Magna says, I'm going to camel this and make 100 of this shit. This is where, well, Asta thinks to gamble also, because his luck isn't that bad. But before even going Magna and luck was going somewhere else, this is where everyone was going to do whatever. And this is where, well, Asta was about to go with Magna to kind of go gamble, but this is where Vanessa grabs him, and even, well, Noel to say, how about you two go with me? We can probably help you find some things. So, of course, they went to go shopping, and of course, this is where, well, Vanessa still, I forgot what she even got, but yeah. This is where, well, they go to the kind of, like, black market, and this is where, well, Asta's looking around, saying, interesting. I'll be looking around, see ya. This is where, well, Noel says, Asta, wait. This is where, well, Vanessa says, come on, Noel, we can help you get them, well, magic control, well, jewelry. This is where Noel says, yeah, sure. This is where, well, Asta looks around, he finds a blacksmith, and this is where, well, this blacksmith was kind of selling weapons. This is where Asta says, so, what are you selling here? Sir? This is where this person says, huh? Oh, I'm just selling a couple things. What are you looking for anyway? This is where there's stores of like the region of here. Like the great sword or big sword or whatever. Or even a reaper and all that. And this is where Asta is like looking through it, but this is where he's not interested in those swords. This is where he sees a barrel full of katanas. This is where Asta goes towards it. And this is where, well, he can sense something strange from one of those barrels. This is where, well, the person says, you must be interested in the katanas. Well, they're from a very far place. From, well, the kind of region of magic of this, well, the kingdoms of the Spade or Clover or any of the others. They're not from here exactly. Instead, this katanas are from, well, a special place only made in somewhere. Of course, there could be found in other places and outside of the Blue Sea. But there's a very special place where you can find some of mostly these famous kind of katanas, or some of them. They're not famous that much. This is where Asta looks at one that's purple with a golden kind of like, let me show you what it looks like. Well, there was actually two. There was one that was white and one that was purple. One had some kind of blue strings on it and one had an orange strings. And of course, they looked very powerful to Asta. He saw through. This is where Asta sees these two katanas, and this is where he pulls them out. This is where he can feel the powerful aura from them. Such a powerful, strong aura from them coming off of them. This is where Asta says, I'll take these two. This is where, well, the older man says, you have a very keen eye on very powerful, well, weapons. Let me say one thing. Are you, by any chance, able to use authorization hacking? That's what Asta says. Maybe, maybe not. Or maybe I have a magic that can sense. Why is that? That's where, well, the older man says, very interesting. I haven't seen someone from this region able to use haki and have a grimoire at the same time. So, there's only could be one thing to explain. Whoever was your parents probably was someone from this region and someone from the Blue Sea. But I don't know much about you that much, so I'm just guessing, speculating that much. So, you're getting the two katanas. Do you know their names? There's where once, well, Asta kind of heard the sword names. There's where one was called the Heaven, the Feather of Heaven Cutter, or whatever the hell it's called half the damn time. And the other one was called Enma, the King of Hell. That's where Asta says, I already know the names. Enma, the King of Hell, and the the Feather Heaven Cutter, or yeah. That's where, well, the other man smiles and says, good. I thought you wouldn't know their names. I just thought you were just picking them out because they were cool looking. But you know their names. So, you can keep them. This is where Asta says, what do you mean? I'm here to buy it. This is where, well, the older man says, nah. Not many people come here. They're mostly only take their great swords or whatever they need. But you have a very keen eye. I hope to see you become very great in anything you want to be. A pirate, a wizard king, or a pirate king. Whatever it happens, your destiny is yours to choose. Always have dreams, boy. That's why Asta says, yeah, I have a dream. It's always, well, since you already know about the pirates, well, my dream is to become the pirate king. That's why, well, the other man smiles. Of course, Asta can't really see his face, but of course, Asta then says, well, then here's some money. That's where the old man does catch some of the gold. That's where Asta takes the two katanas and leave, before even the older man can actually get back his gold. That's where the older man smiles and then just decides to leave. Well, mostly not leave, mostly kind of stay there. But after a while, he kind of disappeared with all his stuff. That's why, well, he has a very powerful Devilfruit which allows him to kind of vortex and change reality a little bit. Well, not change reality, kind of bend reality for himself. Mostly some kind of teleportation Devilfruits, he said. This is where, well, he said, vortex, no me. And that's the only thing that Asta managed to hear before the whole store disappeared. Asta ignores him but just keep walking and found, well, Noelle and even, well, Vanessa kind of getting annoyed by haha guy. That's where Asta, he says, hey dude, shut up. That's where the haha dude says, hey, what should you do? He falls down like he trips because he's scared seeing Asta. This is where he said, you. That's where Asta says, oh, it's me. Wait a minute. I know who you are. Test dummy. This is where, well, haha guy says, I'm sorry for being in front of your presence. Asta-san. This is where, well, Asta says, no, don't mind that. I just am happy to know that you're here. Asta pulls out his sword like he was really ready to unsheath it. This is where, well, Vanessa stops him and says, what are you doing, Asta? You can't attack another fellow magic knight. This is where the haha guy says, see, she's right, you can't attack me. Oh, and whoever's decided that, Asta said with this creepy smile. This is where Vanessa says, the freaking magic like the Wizard King. Asta says, fine, I won't stab him, okay? This is where Vanessa says, thank God. But I would love to lightning him. This is where Vanessa says, stop! This is where Asta says, fine. This is where, well, an old lady does lose her money, and this is where the guy with the cloud does kind of run away. But yeah, this is where Asta says, I'll stop him. This is where Asta starts running after him. This is where, well, no dude says, you will never catch me. Asta says, oh really, I will never catch you. Fine. He pulls out his demon slayer and throws it, chucks it, cuts through the what's called like cloud, and this is where Asta then appears. This is where he punches this guy in the face, knocking his ass out. Go. This is where the haha guy kind of appears, where Asta kind of dodges a stab instead of the guy gets stabbed, and yes, he starts doing that whole dramatic. But yeah, this is where Asta still hails him. This is where Asta goes bring the golds to the old lady, and this is where Asta, who is right now using opposition haki, knowing this is the Wizard King. This is where Asta gives the, well, like golden, well, golds towards the, well, Wizard King. But this is where Asta takes some of the golds before even like giving it to him. This is where Asta says, here you go, old mister. This is where the old lady says, oh, you must be mistaking me for someone. I am not what's it called, sir. I'm a lady. This is where Asta says, yes, I know that. Well, how should I say, Wizard King? Well, I might mistake myself. My eyes are a little too bad. Sorry for mistaking you to be the Wizard King. I thought you were the Wizard King being in disguise. This is where the old lady starts sweat dropping so much because the Wizard King never thought that someone would be able to discover him. That's why Asta says, but I might be going blind. I'm sorry. This is where Asta, he was about to leave until, well, he pulls out his sword and cuts at, well, the old lady. Not really cuts at her, just bonks in the head, and the spell of magic just poof. This is where the Wizard King says, Asta says, don't mind me if I take this gold, because you're not gonna need it no more. You seem like a bad person for robbing your own, well, kind of gambling, robbing your own, well, magic knights from your golds. This seems like a bad sight, isn't it, Julius? Or not Julius, Wizard King, he said. This is where, well, Wizard King's, hey, oh, so you already knew that I was the Wizard King. This is where the guy screams, and this is where Asta goes, ow, my ear. This is where Julius says, hey there. This is where, well, he says, what are you doing, sire? This is where, well, and the Wizard King says, don't worry about it. This is where he sees and says, oh, don't worry about what I'm doing. This is where he was about to disappear until Asta says, so you don't mind this gold, right? This is where Julius says, yeah, you can keep it. Wait. No. I mean, I might need it. This is where Asta says, nah. You already said your stuff. Bye, sucker. This is where he transforms into lightning and disappears. Just disappears out of thin air. This is where Julius couldn't even track Asta at all. He realized he can't even track Asta. Asta disappears and appears right next to Noelle and even, well, Vanessa. This is where, well, he appears with a clone, while the real one went to go empty the, what's it called, gambling place right now on the black market. Emptying out everyone. This is where everyone realized that no one is too much addicted like Magna, and Magna did kind of like sell even his clothes. And even partially his life towards Asta. Because he could not win against Asta's luck. Asta was too much of a god. This is where so many people realized that they are not going against him. Some people even wanted to ban Asta, but some people were like, nah, man. The older man over here is also having a struggle time against Asta. And the older man was like laughing and saying, ha. Well, if I have nothing else to offer you, Asta, but you have very extremely good luck. This is where Magna says, I lost all my clothes again. This is where Asta says, bro, I don't need your clothes, but then again, I could sell it. Not the point. This is where, well, Asta says, so you're gonna bet your grimoire or what? This is where Magna says, no! Hell no! You fucking demonic good luck fucking bullshit. I'm not going to bet anything no more. This is where Asta says, yeah. You know you have, how should I say, a few years later when we gonna have to, well, not a few years later, you know that you partially did give up some of your lifespan to kind of, well, have a fun time day with me and the beast animals. That's where Magna said, wait, can I not just can I not do that? This is where Asta says, oh, no. I write it down really fast. This is where Magna says, Asta, come on. Can we just talk about this? No. No, Magna. We have to do this. It's right now written on paper. Don't worry, Magna. This is where, well, Asta is right now smiling his evil grin. This is where Magna says, fuck. But yeah, this is where, well, we go towards, well, still defeating those, like, bandits. And, of course, him getting a golden star. And, of course, Klaus and even Momosa are there. But, yeah, of course, this is where, well, the next thing happens is, of course, there's a dungeon appearing. This is where, well, Luck, Asta, and even, what's called Noel and, well, the Golden Dawn are going to be there. Of course, this is where, well, they get there. This is where Luck disappears still because, yeah. And this is where Asta and, well, Noel realize, for fuck's sakes, Luck. But yeah, even though Luck is very powerful in magic sensing and all that, and being able to sense his way through this like dungeon, Asta and, well, Noel doesn't really know if they can be able to do this. This is where, well, the Golden Dawn appears, and this is where Klaus starts fighting against Asta, and Asta says, look here, you four-eyed freak. I don't give a shit if you're some noble bullshit. Look here, I don't care. I can kick your ass easily. This is where, well, Klaus, who's right now saying, what the hell did you just call me, you little brat? This is where Asta says, what? Are you really going to shut up later? Or are you going to shut up now? This is where Klaus is getting angry, and Momosa and, and even Noel are surprised they are kind of just screaming. Because, well, Momosa kind of saw Asta, but she doesn't know much about personality. And this is where, surprised that Asta has an lightning strike Klaus. This is where he realized, well, there's no cloud up there, and besides, we are inside. This is where Noel is surprised that he hasn't sent a lightning dragon from his hand straight towards Klaus. This is where, well, they're mostly fighting. And this is where, well, Klaus says, never mind this. Momosa says, yes. She summons it out like a tree and starts kind of finding where the place is at. This is where, well, Asta says, well, since they are gone, you want to go find Luck? This is where, well, Noel says, well, I want to go find the treasure first. I don't want to let them be the first one in. Asta says, go find it then. I need to go help Luck or whatever the hell he's doing. So where Noel says, well, I don't know where to go. This is where Asta, he already sensed where Luck is at by using his arbitration haki. He already found everyone. He pinpointed everyone, even the diamond spade people. This is where, well, what's it called? Asta goes straight towards where Luck will be at, and Luck is having trouble. And this is where, well, Luck is saying, damn it, I'm losing. No, I can't lose. This is where the guy says, haha, you will never win. Well, it's time for me to kill you. This is where Asta appears saying lightning murder. This is where he did grab into this guy's like shoulder and this is where this guy just had this massive wave of lightning into his body. This is where he falls down. This is where he's like coughing up. This is where Asta adds armament hacking to his feet and kicks this bitch across, well, some walls. This is where Asta says, oh, is that all you can do? This is where Luck says, I don't need anyone. Asta, get out of my way. This is where Asta says, no. This is where Luck says, I don't need anyone. This is where Asta grabs him from the face and smashes him down to the ground. This is where Asta says, you idiot. Listen up, you moron. I don't give a shit if you're my superior or not. Someone like you, idiotic moron, who doesn't understand that friends are important. People like me and you are important. We might be commoners, but at least we're strong. Stronger than Noel, but don't worry about that. This is where Noel says, hey! This is where Asta says, but still, we are your friends. We are your partners. You should let us help you, you idiot. This is where Luck thinks about it. And this is where he does get memories and just realize, sure. This is where Asta says, good, then let's help you. This is where the guy said, you really think that's what's going to happen? Asta didn't really send that much of a bolt of lightning. He could have easily murdered this man. Charred this bitch into a fucking crispy chicken. That's where Asta says, then let's see who can easily kick the shit out of him. Wanna make a bet? That's where Luck says, sure. Asta says, good. Then this bet is, well, you will particularly have to spend a couple of weeks with me and Magna in a training session. Yeah. Well, using your grimoire, okay? Or your lightning, okay? That's where, well, okay, sure. That's where Asta says, whoever gets to kill him gets to, well, really change the rules with this little training session. That's where, well, Luck goes to does it. He rushes at, well, this guy, and this is where, well, the guy says, you will never be able to defeat me. This is where he sends smoke at this guy, and this is where, well, Luck says, damn it. This is where he makes the snow a domain, and this is where it says, the fallen king, you will never defeat me. This is where also transforms the phoenix, and right now has his leg encoded in armor and hawking, smashing through the smoke and grabbing this guy and smashing him through a wall. This is where also says, huh, you really think I wouldn't be able to find you? Pathetic. This is where also then add armor and hawking to punch his man, knocking his ass out. Yeah, Asta was not having enough of this bullshit. This is where Asta says, lightning murder. This is where he actually zapped this person and murdered him. Actually, he didn't give a shit, but yeah. This is where Asta says, well, let's go, Luck. It seems that I won my bet and you lost. That's where Luck says, I guess so. I did remember Magna telling me that never to bet against you. Damn it. Fine. Maybe it will get interesting in this training session. Is Noelle going to join us? No, she's not. She didn't lose a bet with me, and I haven't started a bet with her. This is where, well, Noelle's kind of terrified to even know about this training session, but Asta's picking specific people to go on this training session, but yeah. This is where, well, Asta says, then let's go. This is where, well, you know Klaus and even Mimosa are right now fighting against the diamond dude. What's his goddamn name again? What was his name again? Fuck. Marsh. Was it Marsh? No, Marshall? No, not Marshall. Something like Marsh. Martian? Marsh? Something like that. Of course, let me go get Mercury. I don't know why I said Martian or Mars or whatever, but Mercury. Mercury was saying, you bastards will die. The weak will die. I am the strong. I will destroy anything. This is where, what? A giant sword was going straight towards, Yuno, and Yuno says, damn it, I can't dodge this. This is where, well, Yuno says, damn it, I'm going to lose. This is where, before anything happens, Asta appears in lightning form, out of lightning form actually. This is where Asta says, Enma! This is where he pulls out a sword, and this is where the sword glows in purple, and he just cuts through the sword. Well, not the sword. He didn't pull out Enma, no. He pulled out his anti-magic sword and cuts through that shit easily. Asta says, hey, scary cat, it's time for you to wake up. He pokes Yuno in the head. Yuno says, what the? Asta? This is where Asta says, hey, idiot, I thought you were supposed to be strong, being the four-leaf clover's chosen. Blah, 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 blah. This is where Yuno says, why, you little brat? This is where Asta says, we're the same age, dumbass. And I might be getting closer and being the same height as you. And if I surpass you in height, I'm going to be the older brother now, asshole. This is where, well, Yuno goes, won't let you do that. This is where Asta says, yeah. This is where, well, Klaus has never saw what's called, well, Asta just cut through the giant diamond sword. And of course, this is where Klaus was about to get hit by the, well, clone of Mercury. And this is where, well, Luck appears cutting, well, kind of kicking the hell out of it. And this is where, well, Noelle appears with the, what's called, well, water barrier around, well, Mimosa. This is where everyone is right now fighting against Mercury. In similar original canon, Asta does fight against Mercury, but this time, Asta's managing to dodge some of the attacks for using Observation Hawking, and of course, easily defeating, well, Mercury. That's where Mercury still goes down for the count, and that's where Asta does cut through the, well, giant, well, door. Of course, this is where, well, Klaus is still just like, but Asta's saying fucking four eyes. That's where Asta, he's looking at all the golds. This is where Asta is smiling. This is where, well, Asta is right now behind a pile of gold, and this is where he creates a lightning cloud right in front of him. This is where Asta starts putting a lot of gold into it. He starts just shuffling. This is where, well, Neru, or whatever, yeah, Neru appears kind of pecking at Asta saying, where the mirror is at. That's where Asta says, huh? What the hell do you want me to do with that? Mercury still attacks, surprise attacks Noelle. That's where Noelle is being healed by Mimosa, and yeah. That's where, well, Klaus, Luck, and even, well, right now trapped, and that's where Mercury's saying, the weak will die. I want news. No, no, no. That's where, well, Asta, who right now managed to put so much gold into some clouds, like clouds right now around him, that's where Asta says, yeah, this will be good. This is where he collects still a lot. This is where he fights against, well, Mercury. Of course, he gets punched with that wall. That's where Naru kind of tells him about the sword right here. Asta does have, well, the demon sword right now in front of him, but this is where he grabs the other sword, and that's where Asta starts fighting against, well, Mercury like that. Asta does have, well, the two katanas, not with him. Asta kind of left it at the Black Bull's hideout in his room. That's where Asta is right now still not very sure what the katana's using, because he hasn't been trained in swordsmanship, and he doesn't want to be an idiot and not learn how to use it first. This is where I learn how to use swordsmanship first, before actually training on the katanas. This is where, well, Asta does not feel like kind of using it in such a shabby way like he's using his Demon Slayer or even the other sword. Well, those are the swords he managed to gain. This is where Asta, he managed to kind of, before like he uses water finally from the well, kind of help. This is where Asta managed to pull out the water from this guy, and this is where the guy says, I want to die. This is where, well, he could better like send a sword, and Asta is kind of hurt. This is where Asta says, no, I won't die neither. Lightning murder. This is where Asta's making lightning from his hand, even though he's extremely hurt. And this is where Mimosa says, no, Asta, don't move. This is where, well, just managed to kind of use the wind, what's called, well, wind spirit. And this is where she managed to just blow that thing away, and Mercury is knocked out. This is where Asta managed to use some lightning, well, not lightning, some strings while kind of like having them really sharp to manage to grab Mercury out of the dungeon. While some clouds started following them, like lightning clouds, started kind of following, what's it called, the arc, mostly the, arc and all that. And this is where, well, Asta, who's right now just being recovered by Mimosa, this is where, well, they get outside, and this is where, well, Asta's managed to heal thanks to his own regeneration from his Devilfruits, but this is where, well, Klaus kind of hugs both, and even Asta. Was it in that scene, or was it in another scene? I don't remember. I think it was in another scene. It's where, well, it was that scene, I think so. He was like, I'm so happy you two are okay. I mean, yeah, I'm happy. This is where, well, yeah, that happens. This is where, well, Noelle says, idiot. This is where Asta has Bernie any clothes and says, you're naked, you moron. This is where Asta, who wanted to be a very fucking tease, because he is a tease and a prankster at the same time. And well, what if he says, well, you're also naked, but still very beautiful. This is where Klaus just have a blood nose. And this is where, well, he is trying to wipe it off. And this is where she gets angry and attacks, well, Asta, but also managed to transform into lightning and says, you miss. This is where Noelle is saying, you bastard. This is where Asta says, oh, are you going to try to attack me? Will you punch me in the face? This is where Asta, who's right behind, well, he knows that Yuno's behind him. And this is where, well, Noelle tried to punch Asta, but Asta managed to dissipate into lightning. And had to kind of use wind magic so he wouldn't get hit in the face. This is where Noelle was about to punch him in the face, and this is where says, you fucking asshole. This is where Noelle's like, I'm sorry about that. This is where, well, Yuno's kind of not screaming at Asta, because he didn't expect Asta to just dissipate in lightning. Asta says, well, that's my fault. You just should have dissipated into wind, like I can dissipate into lightning. That's where, says, I don't know how the fuck you can do that, but I'm going to find out a way to dissipate into wind. So where Asta says, maybe you can, maybe you can't. Whoever knows. And so where, well, they're kind of fighting, but yeah. And so where, well, we go into a time skip later, and of course this is where Asta, who is right now in the Black Pool, this is where, well, Yami says, Asta, go to the capital, even Noelle. Luck, you're staying here. Magda, you're also staying here. Fenrir, you're staying here. Charmy, you're staying here. He's basically naming out a lot of things, And of course, this is where they managed to meet up with the Golden Dawn. This is where, well, Momosa is blushing because she's still kind of like getting into Asta, but yeah. This is where, well, that's happening, and of course, this is where, well, Noelle is kind of seeing this, and this is where they're screaming out E and all that, and this is where Asta says, huh, what the hell are they doing? This is where, well, Asta already knows what is happening, and this is where, it's kind of confused a little bit. He's kind of not that much to love that much. He kind of gets it, but not much. This is where Asta already knows, but this is where he loves to kind of be a little bit manipulator. This is where, well, Asta says, well, let's just get to the capital. This is where they meet up with, well, Julius, and Julius says, so it seems that she chose you. This is where he was looking at Yuno's book, but yeah. This is where Yuno kind of says, I see. This is where, well, Asta says, so, Mr. Wizard King, are you here to steal more money from other people? This is where, well, Klaus says, what are you saying, you idiot? He doesn't steal, he's the Wizard King. This is where Julia says, it's fine. He must be just talking about a joke. I mean, this is where Asta says, yeah, joke. Yeah, that's definitely a good joke. I'm just kidding. This is where, well, Asta's really not kidding. Julius can see that, and this is where, well, Julius says, can I see your grimoire, Asta? No. Are you going to try to steal it? This is where Julius says, I'm not trying to steal it. I just want to see. I am somewhat of a, well, I'm interested in magic. Any type of magic. Okay. This is what Asta says. Then let's have a handshake, and you won't steal my book, right? This is where, well, Julius said, sure. This is where, says, wait, Wizard King, no. This is where Asta zaps Julius. Julius goes, what the hell? This is where Asta says, here. This is where, well, Julius says, okay. He's reading through, well, the book and can't read anything. This is where Asta pulls out a sword and says, here. This is where Julius sees that Striden's magic and says, very interesting. But if I can remember right, you could transform into other things. No, I can't do anything other, because I have no magic. Asta is right now using lightning in his hand. This is where Julius says, Wait a minute. If you have no magic, well, how the hell are you using lightning? What do you mean? I'm not using lightning. Asta is really making a lightning ball, then a lightning sculpture of the Wizard King. And this is where Asta is saying, I have no clue what you're talking about. I have no magic. You can clearly see from someone who is actually able to calculate magic. This is where, well, Julius is so damn confused with Asta. Seeing Asta is the only one able to hold the anti-magic, but is confused with the lightning magic. Asta then changes the lightning magic to just strings. Asta says, don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Wizard King. That's where Julius is just, his head just decides to just become fried. That's where Asta says, I wonder what you're talking about, mister. That's where Julius says, okay, never mind. Hey, let's just go to a gallery. This is where they go to a gallery because Julius says bring them, and it's to kind of see the other kind of wizard, magic knight. This is where, well, Asta meets them also. This is where, well, Noelle still kind of gets bullied by her siblings. This is where she was about to leave. Asta still grabs her from the hand and says, you don't need to leave. Asta's sending a glare towards all of them. This is where, well, Asta says, because I will become the pirate. This is where, well, some of them, they're trying to stop him. Asta does cut through with his, like, anti-magic. This is where some of them try to attack him with, like, water and all that. Asta transforms his body into a phoenix and grab one of them. This is where Asta smashes him down to the ground, saying, you would have died in an instant. Asta's right now nullifying, well, what's called Nazio's kind of, like, metal magic. His kind of mercury? I don't remember what it is. But it's metal, and of course, is where Asta is kind of like notifying with his armament hawking because his leg is right now transforming into a phoenix. This is where, well, Noelle says, Asta, don't. This is where Nazios, who's right now trying to use his magic, realize he is right now can't even use it. This is where the other says, you dare attack a novel? This is where Asta says, lightning murder zapping killer. Well, not zapping killer, he says zapping paralyze. This is where he managed to use lightning waves just to paralyze everyone. Asta says, all of you are now, right now, just easily paralyzed. I suggest you all piss off, because guess what? I easily kick all your asses. Some of them are having tick marks, and Asta says, shut up. He sends a very powerful Conqueror's wave on all of them. Half of them almost passes out from the Conqueror's hawking. This is where, well, you know why in his eyes, he realized that he is so far down against Asta. His power is not competing against Asta. Asta kind of lets go of Ignacio after finding, well, that kind of guy from the orange hair. So it's the same dude kind of asking him to kind of join his, well, group. This is where he says, "You should start right now." Asta says, "Sure." Asta lets go of him. This is where he transforms his leg back into, well, his normal leg instead of his blue flame kind of phoenix. But this is where Asta says, "Well, I should get back over here." This is where, well, the villager, whatever his name was about to talk to Asta, and this is where the capital is being attacked. This is where one mage kind of said that, and this is where Asta says, "I see." Asta starts running off. This is where, well, Leon does kind of chase after him because he wants to be the new rival of Asta, because he can see that Asta's pretty damn strong. Pretty damn strong and strong in will. He doesn't know about the Congress talking, but he's just seeing that Asta's strong in will. This is where Asta's running out there. Noel actually kind of also follows, and this is where half the other Magic Knights also do follow. Some of them are still knocked the fuck out from the Conqueror's Hawking, but yeah. But I'm going to leave it off here for, well, part 2 of What If Asta ate 3 Devilfruits and had Hawking. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato, and good night. I said 30 minutes and I'm doing 15 minutes. Shit. Whatever, bye.